This is a Volkswagen Golf GTI, and this is actually what you guys are looking for. For those of you who are looking for a performance-oriented hatchback, this would be the best vehicle for you guys. And this is a 2018 model. And remember, for the Volkswagen family, you have the Volkswagen Golf, you have the Volkswagen Golf GTI, and you have the Volkswagen Golf R, which is the performance-oriented version. Even though also for this GTI, you have a performance unit, which is actually whatever you are looking for. So it's actually a very good car for those of you who are looking for hot hatch, sporty cars, sporty handling, and better fuel economy. This car is one of the best cars that you can go for in the market right now. The interior is not the best quality, especially for this, which usually comes with what do you call it, fabric seats. I don't know why Volkswagen keeps on giving us fabric in their performance cars. I've only seen the Volkswagen Golf R with leather seats, but other than that, this car feels so good. It's actually very, very amazing, and I would say this is one of those cars that you should always go for if you're looking for a performance car. Now, for Subaru enthusiasts, I'm a Subaru boys. This is the chief competitor to the so-called Subaru WRX and every other unit from Subaru that is performance oriented. Now, this Golf GTI is very famous for allowing what do you call it, tuning. So these cars can be tuned to give massive power output, even though by itself naturally or in stock shape, modified by Volkswagen themselves, this car can give you some very, very, very good power output. Now, this being a 2018 model, you get a 2-liter turbocharged petrol that gives you 220 horsepower and 350 newton meters of torque. For the performance version of this, you get 240 horsepower and 370 newton meters of torque. All that power is able to push this car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in only 4.3 seconds, which is actually very, very fast. And for the boosted versions, you can even get less than 3.5 seconds. So whichever it is, the car is so good. And remember, we have the Golf GTI, this one here. And if you'd like to have the regular Volkswagen Golf, you have this red wine in color, very beautiful car. I know some other people just like normal daily drives. You can get a 1.3 liter 3-cylinder petrol. You can always go for the 1.8 liter 4-cylinder petrol also. And yes, for those of you who are looking for extra power, then this is where you can start. Very, very beautiful car. I like it. The interior is not the best, but I like the car generally. It is actually very, very good. It gives you some very nice handling, and it is also a German car. So yeah, you know, most of you would say the German cars are much better than the others, but remember, for the German cars, you need to be very, very careful with it, especially when it comes to servicing. You need to have a very good schedule to handle these cars. Otherwise, you'll run into problems. But I've seen people own this car, no issues at all. Very well planned service intervals for this unit, and they've used it for several years. Wamefanya trade-in, and they still enjoy the experience with the Volkswagen Golf GTI. Now, today I want us to focus on this 2018 Volkswagen Golf GTI. And if you're new on this channel, make sure you like, share, and of course subscribe to this amazing channel, Wadeke Auto Trading. This is what we do on a daily basis. We give you car reviews, and also we do showroom walkarounds, so that at least as you move around, you get to know what is the market value of some of the cars and what are some of the latest additions that we have in our Mombasa showroom. So kindly subscribe to this amazing channel. This is what we do daily. All right, so we continue from here. Very beautiful unit, a hot hatch, very nice car, Volkswagen Golf, very popular in the South African market, and I've seen here in the Kenyan market also it's gaining some popularity. But of course, the biggest challenge to us is the budget or the pricing of this unit. If you can go for the regular Volkswagen Golf, like the red car right there, the asking price for that is around 2.4 million shillings. The price is very much negotiable. But for Volkswagen Golf like this, the asking price for this unit is 3.6 million, of which it is slightly negotiable. And if you'd like to go for the performance version, which is the Golf GTR, that is slightly higher. They are asking for around 4.6 million shillings. So whichever car you want, we have all the three. We have the Golf GTI white in color. We have the Volkswagen Golf. We have several. We have 2 white, we have 1 red, and we have 1 blue. And for the Volkswagen R, we have a fully spec unit, blue in color. So if you'd like to have that, also it is a very much available. Now let's start with the front section of the car. This is how it looks like. Of course, it has a sloping front side of the vehicle to improve on the what do you call it, the aerodynamics of the vehicle. Very good. There is not so much lines and curves on the bonnet. Straightforward. It's a small car. And of course, on this side you have a mix of LED and halogen headlights. You have your main projector LED. You have your halogen over there. Daytime running lights, which of course you can use it as your daytime running lights. These are also your turn signals, which are sequential. Very good. So once you switch on the turn signals, the daytime running lights will go off. So they are used for either purpose. Down here, of course, you have a number of sensors for added safety. You also have a front-facing camera, which is a standard feature in these cars. And of course, on the lowest side, you have these fog lights to ensure that when you're driving this car in misty environments, you can be visible from afar. Other than that, the car looks good, and because this is a GTI, you have this specific red finishing on the grille, and also on the headlights you have this red finishing, of which this usually fades over time because it's plastic material, and usually there's a lot of heat from the headlights over there. That's why you're seeing there's a bit of difference on the colors. This was red initially, but now it has shaded a bit of light, and of course the main red over here remains. You're being reminded that this is a Volkswagen, of course, with the emblem, and also this is a GTI. Other than that, everything looks good. The design looks very much okay. It's not overdone, it's just nicely done, perfect for me, no complaints about it. I wouldn't add anything on this, because if you were to add some body kit on this, the ground clearance would be terrible, and already the ground clearance on this is not actually the best. So adding more body kit on this would be a bit of a challenge. But since it's a GTI, it comes with standard body kits. Down there you have extensions just under the bumper. You have some bit of extensions. You have also some side skirts over there. This is at least to make the car more stable, and also it makes the car look more beautiful, more aggressive. That's what I can say. And also you notice on the rear side you have these extensions on either side of the vehicle, and of course it comes with a rear diffuser. So it's a performance car, in other words, a 2-liter turbocharged petrol with some very good power output. So let us look at the power plant that powers this vehicle. Of course, from what you're seeing here, you have a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged TSI petrol engine, which is actually pretty good. It gives you some decent power output, 220 horsepower, 350 Newton meters of torque. And we said for the performance version, which is tuned by Volkswagen themselves, it gives you 240 horsepower, 370 Newton meters of torque. And of course, for the experts who want to tune this car more with over several stages, you can get the best power output of this up to 500 horsepower. And of course, I know by the time you're spending that kind of money, you will achieve whatever you need, because tuning this car all the way to 500 horsepower, it will need some serious amounts of investment on it. Now all that power is sent to either the front wheels or the rear wheels, depending on the trim that you've chosen. And of course you have an 8-speed direct shift transmission system on this Volkswagen Golf TSI. Very good vehicle. And when it comes to fuel economy on this, you get an average of 11 to 12 kilometers per liter. This is a 2-liter turbocharged petrol, so you'd expect it to consume a bit more of fuel as compared to the regular 1.3 liter or the 1.8 liter naturally aspirated. So for the power output, this is what you get. Nice engine, automatic transmission, of course, which is a direct shift, a larger air intake on this for the turbos, power output, your ECUs and all that. So everything feels nice on this Volkswagen Golf GTI. On the side profile, this is how the car looks like. Sloped on the front side, on the rear side it's a hatchback, so you'd expect it to have more room. And yeah, at least it gets you some very large space. We'll get to that in a few. From the front side, you have these 18-inch alloys, and you have these specific alloys from Volkswagen. You have your Dunlop highway tires, which feels so good. For the brakes, you have your solid brake discs, which are vented, and of course you have some brake calipers here, not the largest, but this can handle this vehicle. And when it comes to the suspension, You have your McPherson strut suspension with coil and springs and anti-roll bars to ensure that the car is stable as you maneuver it through the Kenyan roads. Of course, you can tune it better, you can give it stronger suspensions, you can give it better suspensions on this, or you can go for the performance suspensions if you have the budget. On the rear side, you have your multi-link suspension system, which also feels so good. And for this, it can handle the power that this car pushes to the suspensions. And also you have the same size tires, 18 inches, 18-inch alloys, solid brake discs also, and of course you have smaller brake calipers. So in general, what I can say is this is a fairly comfortable vehicle, but this one is oriented more on performance than comfort. So if you want comfort, you can go for the Golf R or the comfort version of the Volkswagen Golf GTI. But GTI always is a performance vehicle, so you don't expect it to be more comfortable. You'd expect it to be more agile and sporty. This is what you get on the rear side. It looks good, the Volkswagen signature design. Of course, the taillights will always tell you that this is a Volkswagen Golf. Very good, nicely done, all LED. And also on the rear side, you have some reflectors on the lower side of the vehicle. That is pretty good. Rear facing camera and a number of sensors for added safety to ensure that you can park this car without damaging the rear side or without hitting whoever is behind you. To open the tailgates, use this button here. Just press it on the top side, and of course you can lift it on this other side. So actually I'm unable to do that because the key is not with me, and yeah, somehow imefunguka. Yeah, so basically it's not an electric tailgate. You just have to do it manually, which is very much okay. And what is hidden on this is that whenever you're reversing, there's a camera usually pops down here. Okay, so whenever you reverse, this stuff will turn to reveal the rear side camera. Other thing that you get here is the double exhaust, one on the left side, one on the right side, and everything about that is good. You can tune it to get better exhaust noises or exhaust sound. Of course, these stocks, that's why you're not getting a lot of rumbles and all that, but you can go for the Akrapovic if you need to, if you need absolute madness. When it comes to the storage space, you have this cover for the rear side, and down here you have this material here to protect your boot space from damage. And of course on the lower side you have your spare tire. It comes with a number of accessories for you to help yourself if you need to change the tire kwa barabara so that you don't get stranded. So this is among the few cars that still gives you a spare tire. I've seen Mazda move away from giving you spare tires. Right now kinunua Mazda, no spare tire on that, so hell on you, utajipanga in case of anything. Or if you don't want kujipata uko stranded, as soon as you buy a Mazda, lazima pia ununue a spare tire. Ground clearance on this, the ground clearance is slightly lower than the expected. On this unapata 13.5 centimeters of ground clearance, of which inatakikana huko Kenya is around 15.5 centimeters. So this is slightly lower. You have to raise the suspensions, ama ukiwa kwa barabara tutakuwa tunaona unapiga mazigzag, tunafikiria unafanya manyoka, kumbe you're trying to avoid the potholes and all those bumps. Alright, so let us now check the interior, and if you're still watching this video at this point, make sure subscribe, like and share this amazing video. Now usually for German cars you usually get heavy doors, but for this is not heavy. It's fairly light. I can say that's okay, just like all the other car manufacturers. The weight on the door is okay, but for protection it is on point. Now different design on every car. For Volkswagen you get a bit more of plastic and fabric, and on this you have ambient lighting. This is actually pretty good. This is very specific to Golf GTI. Plastic material, plastic finishing over here, fabric. And for Volkswagen I'll usually say they give you the lowest quality of fabric. Look at this. This is an armrest with fabric finish, power door controls, door handles over here, door locks, and powered side mirrors on this side. On the left side also you get door bins, which are quite large, and larger speakers. And for this vehicle I'll say the infotainment system on this feels much better than what you get in the other cars. Now the cockpit is pretty much okay, but before we talk about that, I would like to talk about the quality of the seats. We've seen Volkswagen usually go for fabric, and I don't know why they like using fabric on their vehicles, but I would assume it's more of maximizing on their profits and by reducing the production cost. So they prefer to go for cloth. This is cloth, naangalia venye kuko. So this is prone to damage. Unaangalia pia already kuna a bit of damage, but of course hiyo ni kitu inaweza tengenezwa because this is just a cloth. Naangalia pia the stitches will tell you that this is actually some very basic stitches, and this color makes it even worse. Inakaa tu some very basic stuff. The seats are manually adjustable. There is this lever to raise or lower the seat. Kuna hii hapa to recline this seat over here, and of course it sits on a rail, so to move it mbele nyuma you have to press this lever here, and of course you have a hidden storage space under there that you can store goods with a maximum weight of 1.5 kgs. Now again, as you get inside here, you have a strip, a light strip here to remind you that this is a Golf GTI. Was it a Golf? This is what you get. Very, very beautiful design. It looks modern, a lot of tech playing here and there, which is very much okay. No complaints about it. I think this is fine. So starting as you enter the car, you have several things. You have your air vents over here, controls for your headlights. Of course, that is actually what you get. Naangalia venye kuko, everything is good looking, very nice. I think I actually like what I'm seeing on this side. So for your fog lights, you can put it on auto. Ikifika majioni yenyewe itajiwasha. Daytime running lights, and of course you have your main headlights on that side. Kisonga chini kidogo, storage space, maybe kuna kitu unataka kuficha, even though this actually you can't hide anything here because it's open. Unaweka hapo, and then of course you have your SD card slot on that side. Other than that, it looks good, and of course you have this lever to open your bonnet, so it is straightforward. Down here, your two pedals, brake and the accelerator. Back to the steering wheel, you have this leather wrap steering wheel, and because these are Golf GTI and red is their color, you have red stitches, which feels good. No complaints about it. I think the steering wheel is nicely done. It's quite light and comfortable. GTI trim, chrome finishing. Adaptive cruise control. In most GTIs it is an optional feature, but for this it comes standard with adaptive cruise control over there. Controls for the infotainment system, paddle shifters on either side, because you can always drive this car in manual mode. Okay, so you have a direct shift gearbox on this, which is very much okay. When it comes to the clusters, you have full digital clusters on this. You get RPM 8000 maximum, and of course on this other side you have your speedometer that reads all the way to 280 kilometers per hour. But for mileage, 63,000 on this. The last trip 28 kilometers. Several things, temperatures, angalia huku, that's the outside temperature. Everything else will show up on this side. So if you need a modern car like this, iko na everything. Extra speakers down there on the frame. Yeah, that is to give you better audio experience. Speakers over there, speakers on the doors, which is very much okay. Now here on the center console, from the dash all the way, this is nicely done. I think I like the finish that you get here, and no complaints about it. Imetengenezwa vizuri. And starting from the top side, you have your air vents, your hazard button, a large infotainment system, iko fiti. I think this is a 14-inch infotainment system, which feels so good. And this is touch sensitive, and of course I think everything on this unit feels right, even though it lags a bit. Kidogo tu iko. What is it saying? Why is it not moving? Oh, why is it not moving? Yes, yeah, so it feels actually pretty good. It's swift, so as soon as you move it that way, you can access your radio and all that with all the channels. Iko fiti. Angalia, yeah, you can actually maneuver through this stuff easily and nicely. Now, I'm not seeing the back button on this. Nikitaka kurudi mali nimetokea, what do I do? Where do I go back? I have to go back to menu, the media you select. So this one actually think you have to update it to get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but ni kitu iko fiti. So it's actually pretty good. You can play around with the sound. Of course you can adjust the bass, iko full, mid range iko sawa, treble iko chini kidogo. Yes, so you can play around with all those stuff on this unit. So iko fiti, and for sensitivity I think it's very much okay. Nimekubali iko sawa kabisa. I think it was just hanging because kulikuwa na some errors on the screen. For the ACs, these are, you can control it also on this side. You can control it on the screen, or you can use these buttons over here, whichever is convenient for you. So ukienda kwa manual override, no, you're on manual mode, you have to control it from this side. But ukitaka auto, you leave it on the screen mode. Kika up auto, it will be able to adjust it for you. Okay, so I prefer manual. I think manual iko much better because you'll have control over the ACs. So here iko fiti sana, and manual is where most people would prefer because you'll have control over it. Yeah, so it's actually very good, and of course you have the layout of the car right there, so you can be able to adjust the temperatures according to mahali unataka more air itoke and where you want minimal power. Other than that, everything feels so good. Vehicle information also is available there. In terms of power output, this will be able to measure that for you. So for Volkswagen Golf GTI, this is some very good thing. Now if you need to monitor how much time umechukua to complete a lap, of course you have this lap monitor over here, and of course you have your performance monitor. So many things on this. I think I'll not be able to exhaust all that right here. I will leave that for another day. But what you need to know is that this is a very good car na iko na so many features. Apple Connect, tunaangalia inakuja na Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, of which for this is not wireless. You'll have to connect it with you have to connect with USB. So to get the wireless connect, you have to update to the latest version. So if you have a USB, unataka connect gari yako, it supports Apple CarPlay, Android Auto na hii mirror link, even though I've not used the mirror link before, so that is very much okay. Every other thing is available: sound, traffic control, images, settings for the vehicle. Everything is here. You can change the language, you can see the units, you can see the display, and every other thing concerning the infotainment system. So with that, naipatia full marks. It's up to date, it's modern, everything that you want is located there. Down here on the ACs, 3 rotary controls, physical touch buttons, perfect, no complaints about it. I like these physical buttons in case you're in a very cold environment, umevaa gloves ama nini, and you want to control the infotainment system, you can actually do that physically. Hapa chini you have storage space for your phone, and of course you also have USB port right there, 12 volt output, and for the latest models it comes with wireless charging. Gear shifter, we said these are DSG gearbox, so it gives you some direct shift, which is very smooth. And of course you have driving modes for the vehicle. You have your eco mode, normal mode, unapata eco mode, normal mode, sports mode, and custom. So whichever you need zinapatikana hapo. Na ukichukua, for example, ukichukua eco mode, better fuel economy, less power, and of course it just gives you a normal daily experience. Normal balances all that, the suspensions, kila kitu, they're finely tuned for normal driving experience. If you want performance, then of course you'll have to take the car to sports mode. This gives you better handling, better steering wheel response, very good agile car. But when it comes to fuel economy, kidogo itakukunywa kama mafuta, sawa. And then of course you can customize it depending on where you are. Kama unaendesha kwa sand, you're driving in snow, wapi, anywhere, rock terrain, or everything is switched on from right there. Traction control is available, and of course you're seeing several buttons are missing. So for the higher trims, itakupatia extra features. Push to start button sits here, and of course down here you have your electronic parking brake. You can auto hold, 12 volt output right here, storage space for your key fob, and down here you have your 2 cup holders, very essential, very necessary. You have your armrest over here with deeper storage space, which is actually pretty good. And for this armrest, it feels very basic, haina leather, but iko sawa, no complaints. Some things are not a must in this life. Now when it comes to the front passenger seat, the seat is manually adjustable, it's also heated. I'm not sure if it is cooled. And when it comes to storage, you have some very large storage space, etc card slot, DVD card slot over there, SD card 1, SD card 2, and so many other slots over there for several features. Dashboard quality, it's a bit more plasticky but acceptable, no complaints about it. I think everything is okay. Manual, the normal rear view mirror over there. Of course, there's an option for digital. Sidhani kama iko na digital rear view mirror. On the top side, you have controls for the lighting for the interior. You can switch that off. You can leave it on, whichever you want. And on the top side, you have storage space for your sunglasses. Hapa kwingine, you have rear view, not rear view mirror. You have a mirror for you to check yourself. And of course, it comes with lighting on this side. So, yep, it has LED lights for you on either side. Handles on either side to help you access the interior of the car in case you have any challenges on doing that, which is okay. So for the front side, there's so many things to walk around and use. So let us now check out the rear side of the vehicle. Now the front seats is set in a level that I think for normal sitting experience, this is how it would be. So let me now give you the view of the rear side, how it is. So when it comes to spacing, I think this is very, very adequate. It's an all-round vehicle. You can use it as your family car, you can use it as your performance car, whichever you need. This car has some decent space in the front row and also in the second row. Yeah, or the rear seats have some adequate spacing. And before you jump in, from the rear side, we have this beautiful door here over here. It doesn't come with so many features. You get plastic finishing, plastic designs, extra speakers on this. You have your tweeters, another speaker over here, fabric finish, door, door beams on this side. And of course, once you get here on the rear side, it feels very comfortable, or it looks comfortable, even though you get fabric seats. For me, no complaints about it. Fabric is okay. You can do vacuum in case they get dirty, which is very much okay. And as you sit here, yeah, I can actually stretch my legs. Look at this. I think over long distance, I can be comfortable on this. This is actually acceptable. The only downside is that in case whoever is driving this car is a tall person, they'll have to move this seat all the way to the rear side. But I can assure you, watakisongesha all the way to this side, you'll still have room for you. So the only challenge is that if whoever is driving this car is tall and you're a tall person also sitting here on the rear side, then maybe hapo ndo kutakuwa na shida. But for the average human size huku Kenya, you will be very comfortable on this Volkswagen GTI. Storage space for you. Some nice events on this side over here, of which you can move it here and there. Yeah, we're gonna this hump. And of course, here at the center, you get two cup holders, of which you have this partition where you can partition it in a way that you need. So you can move it depending on the size of whatever you're carrying. You can also maybe remove it in case you have something large to place here. But for better experience, you can use this divider to set up the space for you. Down here, you have this, I don't know. Yes, you have this access to the rear side. Well, yeah, this actually, if you have something that you need to grab from the boot section and maybe the car is moving and you don't need to get out of the vehicle, actually you can always grab it directly from here and all the way to the rear side. I think I can even touch the opener to the boot section. So this is actually very good, very practical, and my arms can pass through. So this is actually the boot section of the car, which you can access from the rear seats. I think this is something that most car companies don't have in mind. So for this Volkswagen Golf, I think that's some pretty good marks for them. LED lighting for the interior, and also we have those handles for support. Other than that, I think everything is good. And already we've talked about the boot space. We said this car gives you 430 liters of space, and with the rear seats folded, you get 1,230 liters of storage space. So that is some very, very good storage in this Volkswagen GTI. So guys, I think that's it about this car. If you need to have this, we are asking for 3.6 million shillings, but remember the price is negotiable on this. You can take it on hire purchase with 1.5 million deposit you can give us 1.6. If you have 1.8 also, that is very much okay, and we'll give you from a period ranging from 1 year all the way to 24 months, and in extreme cases we'll give you 3 years, but that is under special occasion. So comfortably we'll give you 1 year to 24 months. You can also do bank financing. If you don't have the cash, you have company finance or bank finance, you can organize for that. Tokpati gari, okay? And then also another thing that you'll need to purchase this car, maybe we've said cash, hire purchase, bank financing, and trade-in. Trade-in, wale wamekuwa na gari before, they want to dispose the car na hawezi pata buyer, you can always come here. We'll value the vehicle, we'll give you a price. If you agree to that, you get another vehicle, you top up the amount, and off you go. So the best of all, cash, hire purchase, trade-in, na bank financing. So thank you so much guys for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this amazing channel. Thank you so much, and as always, I'll see you in my next video.